Bhupinder Sandhu walked 100 kilometres from London to Brighton without sitting down, determined to get people talking about mental health and, most importantly, believing in themselves. And there he is on screen if you're watching on television. He's the mindfulness coach from Gravesend in Kent, set off from Trafalgar Square at 8 p.m. on April the 19th and arrived at Brighton's Palace Pier at 5 p.m. the next day. And no stranger to endurance, Sandhu's latest challenge is to walk 1 million steps, not 1 million miles, as I just teased before the break. That would be some achievement for National Walking Month. And he joins me now. Bhupinder, thank you for your company.
Thank you, Ben, for having me.
What an achievement. You're still going. I was just saying to you off air, walking is so underrated as a fitness benefit because it burns a lot of calories, but you don't get so sort of ravenous as you would food-wise when you're doing high-intensity cardio. Right. How do you prepare for events like this and walking 100k steps?
It's not more about the physical preparation. It's all about your mental thing, because you can't prepare for 100k. There's no way to prepare for it. It's more about your mental strength. Because when we walked from London to Brighton, I had few girls with me who have never walked more than 5 kilometers in their life. One did 50 kilometers, one did 45, and my wife did 36 kilometers, who have never done more than 5 kilometers in a day. It's all about the mindset and the motivation and the company.
So how do you prepare mentally then? So the night before, you know you've got to set off from Trafalgar Square, 8 p.m. was it? And you're heading to Brighton. How do you prepare mentally?
The preparation starts months before we do this. I do it. So I keep thinking, I visualize myself being there, just walking at Brighton Pier. Yes, I've done it. So it's all about the mindset, because I keep in mind, it's never going to go to plan. You will have some roads blocked. The path is never going to be the same. We changed the path because at night it was totally different, and we were walking with 4 or 5 girls through the parks in night.
So yeah, how did you get to Brighton? Not via motorways, I guess. There's some pictures on screen now. Where's this? This is a national park?
This is something after East Grinstead.
Nice place, Sussex.
Sussex, yeah. So this was about 8-kilometer run, so I walked it by myself. I thought somebody took the pictures, but they were just there for that. We passed Parliament, then Bristol.
Down to Brighton Pier, there we go. Yep. When you talk about visualisation, I'm a big fan of, I'm a big sports person, I'm a big fan of Andy Murray. In his autobiography, he talks a lot about visualisation. When you do visualisation, it's more than just sort of paying lip service, isn't it? Do you try and conjure the feeling of all about being at Brighton Pier and the feeling and the celebration and the being proud of achieving that, right? It's more than just saying, I'd like to do this thing or I'd like to be there.
I never say anything loud. It's just in the mind. You play and you see yourself reaching there, and your whole body is just feeling like you're already there. You just take yourself out of your body and you put yourself there in Brighton Pier, walking that last few kilometres, and you just like...
So how did you get into this, and why did you get into it? Why did you want to raise money for mental health?
Mental health is becoming a global hazard, right? About 1 billion people are suffering from mental health illnesses, and 70% of them are not getting treated. So it's a big number. If we say 70%, it's like 10 times the population of United Kingdom itself. Imagine 10 United Kingdom suffering from mental health issues, and they're not getting any treatment.
So did you have, or do you have challenges with mental health like millions of people do? I'm just trying to work out what inspired you to first start getting involved?
Like, as a teenager, I had my own episode of depression, but I was lucky that my parents figured it out very quickly, and they got me some help. But within few weeks, they got me off the medication, and then they started me go for a walk, because I isolated myself. I was not talking, I was not eating. So they forced me to go out, and they did all the thing, even though in India at that time, even today, there's not much being spoken about mental health issues.
Oh, really? Even now in India?
It's even in this country, when I go out and do seminars about mental health, because as a mindfulness coach, I do this day in, day out. And I see people still are, especially South Asian communities living in United Kingdom, they still are hesitant to talk about mental health. They don't accept mental health as a problem.
Do you think we overprescribe pharmaceuticals? You just mentioned there you were on some medication as a teenager for your depression. Do you think we're, in the West anyway, too quick to go to pharmaceutical drugs, antipsychotics, antidepressants, instead of maybe, as you've done, going for walks or trying to get outside more or maybe socialise more? Or is that just an easy, a stereotypical fix?
You know, we live in a society where we want shortcut for everything. We need easy fix. We live in an Amazon instant society. We need the fix next day. We order it now. Fine, when you're really down, you need that help. But you don't have to stay on them for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Then look for alternates. Walking, mindfulness, yoga. There's so much out there. When you're on the medication, fine, you need that when you're rock bottom to get your things together.
To drag you out.
Drag you out. But then there's a way out as well. Nobody's talking about it because this industry, pharmaceutical industry related to depression and antidepressant drugs, is so big and it's growing exponentially. And they don't want us to talk about it.
So you want to walk 1 million steps, not 1 million miles, as I tease. That would probably take you a couple of lifetimes.
Yeah.
What's your plans? Where are you going to go to get 1 million steps under your belt?
So I'm walking 30,000 steps every day now.
30K a day?
30K a day. But end of this month, from starting Saturday, from 24th of May, I'm going to start my Thames Path Walk. So in 5 days, I will be walking about 295 kilometers.
Wow.
About 60 kilometers a day.
Good man. Well, look, you're doing God's work for very important causes, although I would say I'd rather you than me. I enjoy walking very much, but I think 1 million steps would probably push me over the edge. Bhupinder, well done. Thank you very much, Bhupinder Sandhu, and keep us updated, won't you, with your achievements as the weeks come ahead. Thank you very much, Bhupinder.
Thank you, Ben.